How to target photography clients. Are you marketing your photography business, but you're not really sure who to target or how to target them? I'm going to give you my 3-step process for targeting the right clients in any marketing campaign. And this is a 3-legged stool. So if you decide to skip out early and not do any of the 3 parts, the stool will fall over and none of this will work. So I strongly recommend investing the next 12 minutes of your life into making every marketing campaign you run that much more effective. It could be the difference of not booking anyone and booking 100 new clients. Not joking, I had an ad campaign last year book 120 clients because I did these 3 things.
It's showtime.
Hello, my name is Mike Lloyd and I love marketing. I'm stoked about doing this video because I get asked all the time, how do I target the right clients for my photography business? It's not rocket surgery, but if you don't do one of these 3 things, then nothing's going to work. And it's like a science experiment. I believe every marketer is a scientist because we put out a hypothesis. Well, I think if I do this, I will attract leads or book clients. And then something may or may not work. And then you got to figure out, cool, where in the experiment did I go wrong? And you make little adjustments to all the variables. And then eventually you discover cold fusion or harness the power of the sun to run the world on solar power for just $1 a day, or whatever great breakthroughs are coming up next. So the 3 things that I do to target clients in my marketing campaigns. 1, identify who it is you want to target. 2, where are they? And 3, speak to them specifically. Now, these might sound really obvious and you're like, okay, dude, yeah, figure out who I'm going to market, then market to them. But bear with me because there are some nuances in these 3 things that will make or break your campaign. So firstly, who do you want to target? So many photographers especially get this wrong in the beginning. They're like, well, I'll photograph anyone who wants to get in front of my camera. And that is where you will fail. You're like the crazy dude on the milk crate with the angry religious sign shouting at everybody that walks by. You think that you have a great message for everybody, but nobody wants to listen because you're just shouting at everyone incoherently. That is what marketing is like when you don't actually identify who it is you want to talk to. So you may, as a boudoir photographer, think, well, I'm going to market to pregnant women for maternity, and I'm going to market to someone who's just lost a ton of weight. Maybe they've had bariatric surgery, they've done fitness gains, or they just competed in a bodybuilding competition, or maybe you're photographing empty nesters and their kids have just all gone away off to college, and now they have to create this new identity because they're not mom with the kids at home anymore. There are so many different reasons people book photo shoots. One campaign for all of those things is likely not going to be effective. I mean, will I say it'll never work? No, because nothing in business is ever absolute, but it will significantly increase your chances for success if you choose one market segment per campaign. Just do a campaign for maternity. Just do a campaign for empty nest. Just do a campaign for bridal boudoir. Whoever it is you're going after, pick one type of person. Does that mean you're only going to book that type of person? No. You will get spillover. You will get residual bookings from that, but your success will be dramatically improved upon if you start getting specific. All right. Point number 2, where are they? Part of targeting is figuring out where to deliver the message. If you're going after 21 to 26-year-olds, Facebook is probably not the place, but Instagram and TikTok, maybe Snapchat, that's where they're going to be. However, if you're going after the empty nesters, some of the older clientele, Facebook is probably a better place. Now let's get off social media. Where else can we go? Hair salons, clothing boutiques, nonprofits, any kind of charity group that serves your target client, or any kind of charity group that attracts your target audience. If you have a ladies who lunch group, or if you do corporate work, join your chamber of commerce, join networking groups, professional associations. There are a ton of places you can go where these clients are hanging out. If you want to shoot maternity work, then you can go to clothing stores that specifically cater to pregnant women or new moms, or you can team up with doulas or birthing centers. There are a ton of places you can team up with where these clients will be hanging out. You can get on blogs, on message boards. You can go on Quora or Reddit. There are a ton of places. But if you haven't identified who your audience is from step 1, you won't know where to look for them on step 2. Because again, you can't just pick a rando crowd of people and then a rando location and just start shouting at everyone. You're going to waste your money and your time and not book anybody. All right, number 3, speak to them specifically. There's a couple different ways to approach this. Since you already know who you're going to target, and let's say we're doing maternity boudoir, and we've found a mom's blog. There is a group called Mom's Blog all over the United States, and they've got different chapters in different regions. So if you put in your major metropolitan area, there's likely a chapter of the Mom's Blog. And they'll share things, local family-friendly events or other content related to moms. This is a great audience for that segment. I teamed up with them a couple years ago, and they wrote an article about an experience with me, what it was like to do a photo shoot with me. And we ran a contest where in their Facebook group, somebody had to share something kind about themselves, and we'd pick one lucky winner to win a photo shoot. So we did that. We had all these women writing kind things about themselves, which is totally my brand, get people doing kind things for themselves. And we gave away a shoot, but I got a ton of publicity out of it. And that one person referred other friends and brought in over $20K in revenue from a $300 sponsored blog post because I knew who I was speaking to, I knew where they were, and when we did this article, it was speaking to them. Not just, hey, I'm amazing, here's my sales pitch, but we talked about the value of photography and overcame objections. So it's like, yeah, maybe you're not feeling like your hottest self. Maybe you've experienced bloating, some weight gain. You don't have the energy that you used to. Your hair feels like it's thinning or falling out. There's all these different things, but it's cool. We have an amazing styling team. We'll help you pick the right wardrobe. I can pose you to hide those new things that you don't want to see. And we covered all of those things in the article. So a pregnant woman reading this article is like, yeah, I don't know if I could do this. But then it starts out with like, hey, do you feel like that you could never do a boudoir session? As opposed to like, hey, pregnant women, which is called dog whistling. When you call it out, it's like, hey, New York City moms, hey, whoever. That is one tactic. Or you can just say, hey, do you feel like this is something you could do or you can't do? Or have you always wanted to do a photo shoot like this, but you don't think you're quite ready or you've got 10 more pounds to lose? Well, cool. I can shave off 15 pounds just with posing alone. At my lighting, we can drop another 10, but not that any of that matters because you're beautiful the way you are. Someone feeling those things is going to read that and think, wow, this person totally gets me. That's what I mean by speaking to someone specifically. So I identified the market, figured out where they were, and we wrote this article speaking to them on an emotional level. That's why it worked so well, and I made so much money from it. Now you're like, okay, you turned $3,000 into 20,000. That's cool, but like I need more than 20K in revenue. How many sponsored blog posts am I going to do? Well, last year I teamed up with my Chamber of Commerce. I come from a small town. Small. It's 40,000 people now, which I know is a big city in a lot of parts of the country, but it's a very community-driven town. It's not a big city like San Jose or San Francisco, Los Angeles would be. We're still small town feel. So I ran a fundraiser campaign where I donated all of my session fees last year to raise money for local small business relief. So many women signed up for photo shoots. We booked almost 150 sessions from this last year because they're like, I just thought it was so cool that you were helping the community. I love our community. I wanted to give back. I've always wanted to do a photo shoot, but this was the thing that pushed me over the edge and decided, you know what, now's the time. I've wanted to do this and I can support my community. I'm in. That is speaking to my clients. And I got to know them better having real conversations with them. So this year, I'm donating session fees to another nonprofit that provides medical care to shelter animals and then helps dogs and cats get adopted. So my clients take care of other people and never prioritize themselves. They're givers and they have a hard time doing kind things for themselves without guilt and shame. So I cater my campaigns with, hey, have you been wanting to do a boudoir sesh, but you haven't been able to talk yourself into it? Now you can do one and help our furry friends. I'm donating session fees to these nonprofits. Let's help give these furry critters a new home and healthy, loving life to look forward to. And shoot, we booked 45, 50 sessions in like a month, 5 weeks. That ain't bad, you know? So when you learn to speak to your audience, they will respond. You don't need to offer big discounts in sales. You don't need persuasive sales pitches to like talk people into things they don't really want. It's not about that. When you speak to them in their own language, in an emotional level that resonates with them, they will respond. So knowing who you are marketing to, where are they, and how to speak to them, your marketing is going to change dramatically. And I'm so stoked for you to see that kind of success. So if you want to learn more about marketing your business, I have some other killer videos on this channel, like my 5 favorite ways to get new clients in 2022, or head to boudoirguild.com. And I have really thorough step-by-step walkthrough videos on all the ways I book my own clients in my studio, and we can get you at the multi-6-figure level too. You are amazing. I'll see you inside.